Welcome back to this channel. Today we're racing through a decade of average annual wages across industries in the United States from 2014 all the way to 2023. Get ready to see how different sectors have climbed, slipped, and reshaped the wage leaderboard over time. As the animation begins, you'll see a range of industries, from healthcare and manufacturing to finance and tech services. Over these 10 years, overall average annual wages in the US have grown significantly, reflecting rising demand for talent, inflation, and structural labor market shifts. Right at the top of our chart, we see management of companies and enterprises consistently holding one of the highest average wages throughout the decade. This cluster includes leadership roles at major firms where strategic decision-making and enterprise steering happen. Naturally, executives and senior managers command strong compensation, keeping this industry at or near the top of our rankings across these years. In 2014, its average wage was X, and by 2023, it has climbed to Y, outpacing many others. Management of companies may not employ the highest number of workers compared to sectors like healthcare or retail, but the wage premium here remains one of the dominant stories of the decade. Right next door, we have professional, scientific, and technical services, a category that covers things like software development, legal services, engineering, consulting, and research roles. In 2023, the sector's average pay was well above the national average at over $110,000 per year, showing just how financially rewarding specialized, high-skill work can be. While it may sit just behind management in many years, this industry has often shown fast wage growth, reflecting soaring demand for scientific and technical expertise over the past decade. Next in line, you'll notice information in finance and insurance often jockeying near the top. Although they don't always beat out the top two, these industries are still highly compensated, especially in roles tied to tech, analytics, and financial markets. Meanwhile, industries such as manufacturing, construction, and wholesale trade occupy a more moderate position on the wage leaderboard. These sectors are the backbone of the U.S. economy, providing millions of jobs and driving substantial output every year. Manufacturing, for instance, spans everything from automobile assembly to electronics and machinery production, employing both highly skilled technicians and entry-level workers. Construction powers the growth of cities and infrastructure, employing carpenters, electricians, engineers, and project managers. Wholesale trade acts as a crucial bridge between manufacturers and retailers, handling logistics, inventory, and distribution. While these industries don't reach the top-tier wage levels of management or professional services, their wages still reflect the importance of experience, technical skill, and regional demand. They provide steady, often union-supported pay that keeps millions of households afloat, offering opportunities for career advancement for workers who climb the ranks or acquire specialized certifications. Moving down the chart, we see retail, accommodation and food services, and leisure and hospitality at the lower end of average wages. These sectors are fundamental to everyday life. They keep goods on shelves, food on tables, and hotels, resorts, and entertainment venues running. However, they also rely heavily on part-time, hourly, or seasonal employment, which brings the average wage down. Retail workers often balance multiple jobs. Accommodations, staff work irregular hours, and hospitality roles may include tipping that is not fully reflected in annual wage averages. Despite these lower figures, these sectors employ millions of people and are often entry points into the labor market for young workers, immigrants, and those gaining experience in customer service, management, or operations. Over the decade, wage growth in these areas has been slower, highlighting structural challenges like high turnover rates and the difficulty of scaling pay in service-heavy industries without substantial automation or efficiency gains. Looking at the bigger picture, the bar chart race over this decade tells a story about both stability and change. High-paying sectors remain at the top, but middle-tier industries show interesting dynamics, sometimes catching up or slipping relative to the top, depending on technological changes, economic cycles, or labor demand shift. The lower wage sectors, though slower to grow, remain crucial for the functioning of the economy, providing essential services, training grounds for young workers, and a foundation for consumption-driven growth. The decade-long trends remind us that wages are not just numbers. They reflect the value placed on work, the scarcity of skills, and the evolving priorities of the economy. As we conclude this animated wage race through U.S. industry data, it's clear that the top earners consistently dominate the leaderboard, but every industry has its story. Some surprise with unexpected wage growth, others highlight structural challenges, and all contribute in unique ways to the broader economy. If you enjoyed watching this decade of wage dynamics unfold, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts. Which sector's movement surprised you the most, and what do you think the next decade will bring?